Good morning, everyone. It's Gail with Traders Help Desk, and I just wanted to go over the Forex market using the Traders Help Desk indicators. And you can see I have my scanner open, and this really tells me if the market's oversold, if we've made a pivot high or a pivot low. It's also measuring the ADX value as well as the trend. You can also see it tells me when price is at a congestion dot or at an ATR, which is where my entries are. So in the case of the Aussie dollar, you can see that we just touched this ATR and now it's bouncing up from there. So I look over at my 60-minute chart and I would be anticipating that this would flip this ATR and test the congestion dot, which will form. This is also confirmed with the 240 as we are at a congestion dot, and typically it will come back and test this ATR, and if it finds resistance there, then the market will come down. Now, in addition to that, you see these green dots and these magenta dots. These green dot tells me we've had trend divergence on the lows. The magenta dot tells me we had trend divergence on the highs. These are great opportunities for price to retrace and potentially turn the market. You see that, we've had the green dot over here, and this is why I'm anticipating this ATR will be actually flipped to blue, and that will form a congestion dot. And this confirms what I'm seeing on the 240 as well. Now let's go over to the Euro Yen. On the Euro Yen, you can see that you are overextended on the 240 minute. That is what is pushing price down. So this is one I would be looking at as a retracement back to this ATR. Now to enter that market, we would need the 15-minute to pull back to the ATR, which is about 130.06. And you might even get a retracement back to 130.36, which is on the 60-minute. You also see that you're oversold here, you're oversold here. When these two retrace, that's going to put it probably either in an overbought status or a hidden divergence status. And that's where I would be looking to enter back down to this ATR. I mean, there's quite a bit of distance still for that to go. On the euro dollar, you can see that it's pretty much not moving right now. You were at an ATR here, and that was a nice short binary option trade. But do you see how you have this trend divergence here? I do think that the euro is going to go down. You can also see that you've had trend divergence here because price was making new highs, but the stochastics was making lower highs. Those are opportunities to actually trade back down to the ATR. If we go and look at the British pound yen, and this is one that's a little bit harder to trade, but you can see that we're still moving down here. We did not have a trend divergence between this low and this low, but from this low to this low, we're getting trend divergence. When you look up here, you can see that the last low was over here. We have not made another low to take that out yet. So that's what I would be looking for. Right now, I wouldn't be interested in the British pound yen because I'm not seeing any kind of setup. Then we have the British pound dollar. You can see that it's retracing back to the ATR here. Now, right now, as it stands, you're going to have hidden divergence, but you need a reversal bar to form. So that's going to be a while probably before this trade comes in, but you also see that you're overbought on the 60-minute. So I do think we will see some downward movement. It's just not there yet. Then we have the USDCAD. And on the USDCAD, we've been going down and we're getting trend divergence right now. Now that's confirmed because this one has already turned. And you also see that little green dot down here that coincided with it. So what I would anticipate here is a retracement back to this ATR, and this ATR will pull up towards price, and then I would want to see what it does at that ATR. You would also want to see the ATR over here on the 60-minute flip, and either it will retest the blue ATR or there will be no congestion dot and it will continue up. On the USD Swiss franc, you can see we are still making lower lows, and we're making trend divergence right here. You had a low here to this low, that is trend divergence. Here, not really doing much of anything, but you do have a trend divergence between this low and the current low. So we could see some upward movement, especially with this being overextended to the downside. That would be my expectation. Now, what I would want to see is for them to flip this ATR and then test it. And once we get that test, I might be interested in taking a long position. Now, today is Friday, and the Forex might have an initial move at the opening, but then after that, it may go dead. So when that happens, what we get is time decay on the ATR. In other words, price will not move, but the ATR will move towards price, and so there won't be anything to trade there. So that's something to be aware of on a Friday morning. Over on the USDJPY, you can see that we're oversold, and we have made a pivot low. And you can see here that we have trend divergence as well. So again, I would expect it to at least get back to this ATR. More than likely, it will come back to this ATR, which is at 92. That's approximately a 50 pip move. Now, I do believe that this ATR will hold. This is update intrabar, and you can see the ATR value is 111.61, and right now price is trading at 111.53. So if this comes above this ATR, this will turn back to white or blue, and this would give you an entry back up, because I think it will take out potentially this congestion dot, especially with this being overextended to the downside and this being overextended to the downside as well. Now, as you can see, most of this stuff I can actually read just from the scanner window. In NinjaTrader, this would be the market analyzer. In TradeStation, this would be the radar screen. But you can see whether your markets are oversold. I typically will target those first. You can also see that we've had pivot lows, as well as the ADX, and how far these are from the ATR. For example, the Aussie dollar is 2 ticks away. On the Euro Yen, I just read the first 2 digits, which would be 46 ticks. You can also see now we're at an ATR on the USCAD 60-minute chart, and that's just telling me that we're approaching this. So as you can see, price is at the ATR right here. So, and you can also see that it's making higher lows. You know, and this is one thing, if you don't know your highs and lows, this line of dots come off of the last low. So if you go like this, you know you're making higher lows. When you look over here, you can see, okay, I've got trend divergence, as well as over here, you're seeing that potentially you cannot take out this low. So if it doesn't take out this low, then chances are it's going to come back up to this ATR. It could even flip it. So it's just ways to look at the market with the indicators that I've designed for multi-charts, TradeStation, and NinjaTrader. Of course, they are on special this week. You get $500 off either the silver or the create your own indicator package. Now, the $500 off is marked into the price, and you can see that. And all you have to do is order it online. If you have trouble setting it up, I do set it up for you so that you will know which charts to look at and how to use your market analyzer.